I'm here with Paul Hughes, backstage at the Odyssey. In 15 years of covering sport on this island, I've rarely seen a moment like that. I think it's you and McGregor in Dublin in 2014. This is what you hoped it would be, a magical moment, a message to send around the world that Paul Hughes means business. You must feel like you've done that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it's real yet. I still don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's a weird. We were just discussing this in the back there. It's not too. I mean, whatever. 15 minutes ago the fight was. It's a weird kind of juxtaposition that I'm in. I'm so centered, and before the fight I'm centered. After the fight, yeah, there's a bit of, when it finally sinks in, there's a wee bit of shouting, a wee bit of screaming. But like even coming out of the cage, the centeredness I feel is interesting. I think it's from the reps of fighting so often recently. I don't have an up down, up down. I'm just so calm and collected in the zone, and I think it reflects in my performances as to just how good I am and how present I am. I think that's maybe something that's separating me from other athletes out there. I just think it's an interesting kind of thing I'm feeling right now. Yeah.
I was here at your debut in 2017, I believe it was, and obviously you went through a few spells where you didn't know if you'd get a moment like this. You didn't know if you could compete again for a long time in your career. What's the feeling when you're sitting atop the cage there? It looked quite an emotional moment, looking out at these people, about 10,000 people, getting a very emotional just witnessing a Paul Hughes show. I mean, I saw you take a moment. What's going through your mind when that's happening?
You know what? It's interesting that where all of my people were tonight in the North Tier is exactly where they were 8 years ago. All of my closest friends, I'll never forget who was there that night, and they're still with me, and they are my people still to this day, and they were right in that exact same position. And that was a full circle thing for me right there. Now there's thousands of other people, and I appreciate every single one of them too, but for that to happen just how it did, I jumped up on that side of the cage first because I knew where they were sitting when I seen it earlier. So that's when I took the moment in my head was in my hands on top of the cage, and I was like, wow, you're doing this, yeah.
I spoke to your mother and your father at the common market today, and your mom's so nervous she can barely even speak.
Serious?
Yeah, she's like, when she was speaking to me, all right, I met your dad. He was very stoic like yourself. You reminded me a lot of you. But what were they like? When you looked at, did you get to pick them out in the crowd? I can imagine that was a wild scene.
I didn't see exactly where they were sitting, but I caught her just after I'd done the broadcast thing with Dan and Sean, so I got to give her a big hug, and she was all right then. But that was her first time, I think, coming to a fight since the Charrier fight. I think she got a wee bit of trauma from that night because of how mental it was. I think she was brave enough coming tonight, but she just had that confidence. She knows how good I am, obviously. And it's funny, I always remind her, I always say, Mum, it definitely come down if you want, but I could get knocked out stiff. And, sometimes you get knocked out, the referees are slow, and your head's on the canvas, and they're hammer facing your head's bouncing. I was like, every time I'm like, that can be me at any time, and I'm prepared for that. So if that ever happens to me, just know I knew that this could happen someday. I always remind her. Just think it's kind of funny.
First words out of your mouth when the microphone got put in your hand was Usman Nurmagomedov. Mm-hmm. We all popped big on Media Row for that. That is the one the world wants to see. I can imagine him watching that tonight and being blown away by what you mean to these people here. I mean, this is the perfect fight to get you that rematch, right? Like, this is exactly what you wanted to do. Appear in front of your adoring public, spark this guy out within a minute of fighting him, and then call out Usman Nurmagomedov. Surely, this has done the job, Paul.
Yeah. The fight has to be made. It has to be next. He can try to delay it, as I said in there. He can try to delay it as long as he wants, but his day is coming. And I left absolutely no question out there tonight that fight will be next.
You left your mark on the Odyssey, a famous venue here, and I believe you're about to leave your mark on the old the market down there with all your fans. It's going to be a big night. You're expecting a lot of people. Apparently 750 people. I was speaking to your mate Johnny earlier. He's filling me all in about it. It's going to be a wild night. You looking forward to it?
I am. I can't wait to just see everybody. To be honest, I have people flying in from every corner of the globe to come to every single one of my fights, and that is just such a meaningful thing to see everyone after and to share the experience with them and to thank them. It's unbelievably meaningful, and long may it continue.
Well, there he is, the face of Irish MMA, Paul Hughes. Thank you so much, sir.
Appreciate it.